Right. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome all of you to this workshop. Can you please confirm if the audio and visuals are perfectly fine for you? Yes, everything is all right. Okay. Yes. Good afternoon. Thank you so much for the confirmation. Now that everything is fine, we can start with the session. So welcome all of you to this workshop on investment banking. The participants number is still increasing. So in the meantime, let me see where are you guys joining in from. We have Kishore joining from Hyderabad, Shubhradeep from Kolkata, Rahul from Chennai, then Arman from Bangalore, again from Chennai, then Karnataka, Mumbai, Nellore, Hyderabad, Delhi, Indore, Bhubaneswar, Jaipur, Rohtak, Haryana, Ahmedabad, Sirsa, Haryana. All right, Nagpur as well, Pune, Maharashtra, Chandigarh. Okay, so from all the way from north to south, Aurangabad, Punjab. Okay, so let's begin with the session. So this, it's going to be the primary language that I'll be using is English. Okay, of course, for the obvious reasons that we have people joining in from across the nation, right? So, and in between, I'll use let's say 5-10% mix of Hindi as well, just a couple of things. I hope that is going to be convenient for all of you. Okay, so don't worry about that. Let us start with the presentation first. Okay, this is going to be a I can say an holistic workshop. We are going to discuss a lot of things. Let me gradually step into the workshop and start discussing what are we going to do, right? And what will be the whole approach throughout this workshop. So let us start with a brief introduction about myself. So my name is Deep Sharma and I'm a chartered accountant, Microsoft certified expert, a finance professional working for almost 10 years now, post qualification, right? And apart from that, I'm also a passionate educator. I like to teach on what I've been doing for so long. So I do teach topics like financial modeling, valuations, corporate finance, or project finance, or even Microsoft Excel as well. Okay, so that's a brief introduction about me. If towards the end we will also connect with each other over the LinkedIn, okay, or you can just simply search me over there, and I hope that you're going to find me. So before we begin, I would like to know your current educational background. Can you please tell me in the comment section? Everyone, please be participative and interactive throughout the session. This is not going to be a one-way session. I am going to require a lot of inputs from you. Okay, so please hit the comment section and tell me what is your current educational background. Okay, this helps us meet your expectations better. Uh, okay, the answers are pouring in. We have MBA, we have CS Engineering, MBA in Finance, CA Articleship, CMA finalist, BCom, MCom, 12th pass, students as well. Okay, CA finalist, MCA, post-graduation degree, BA, BBA, lawyer, economics grad. Okay, PGDB, completed graduations, business psychology. All right, MBA, BSc as well. Okay, so it's a good mix of, I can say, CAs and MBAs here. And apart from that, we have the third category where I can fit in all the arts and science background people as well. ACCA as well, CFA. All right, all right. So thank you so much for your inputs. Um, Now let's talk about the agenda of the workshop. Okay, so what are we going to do in this session? The agenda is quite straightforward, right? I want to address all the concepts, all the things that you need to know about investment banking. Okay, so if you have some sort of interest towards the field of finance, if you have already or you are just exploring that, you have heard this term investment banking and you're exploring that I need to get into the depth that what is investment banking all about, right? So in this session, you are going to get answer to all your questions, whether it be the meaning of investment banking, right? It's not one single thing. It's I can say a plethora of activities that we get to do into investment banking. So we are going to discuss about that. What are the job roles or the functions that we perform into investment banking, the different job roles that revolve around the space of investment banking, the demand in the investment banking space, right? Why I think you have also heard of investment banking packages, right? So what is the let us try to have a reality check behind that. Okay. And this is not going to be just a theory session. We are also going to understand a practical case study and try to actually understand that what kind of work we will be actually doing when we actually sit inside an investment bank. Okay, so this is going to give you, I can say, a good real life exposure that you will be getting an understanding, not just looking at the theory, but actually getting on to work, what kind of, analysis is done by investment bankers. Okay. So we will also discuss about internship opportunities. We will also discuss about the roadmap to getting into investment banks. Apart from that, we are going to have a certification. Of course, you are going to get good number of bonuses. I'm going to talk about that. And towards the end, if you still have any query in, during the session, you can ask your queries. It's absolutely fine. You are free to ask queries in between. And towards the end, right, if there is any some, I can say customized or personalized query, which cannot be taken up during the session. So for that, we have a reserved time towards the end of the session, and we are going to take it up towards the end. Okay, the time frame of Q&A will depend upon how quickly we are able to do with uh, uh, the concepts that I need to discuss first. Okay. So welcoming you all to the JobAz ecosystem. So JobAz, the name is actually because of the placement consultancy, space that is it working into. And at the same time, apart from being into the placement space, right, JobAz is a team which hires for many accounting, finance, data, consulting firms out there, and they recruit candidates for such companies and firms. Okay. On the other hand, it has a learnings part, the EdTech platform, which is by the name of Jobas Learnings, which has facilitated this particular workshop today. Okay, so the learnings platform has a task, or it comes up with many industry focused programs so that they can first groom the candidates, they can first upskill the candidates, and then help them get placed into the industry through their placement circle. Okay. Then the third element is procapitas.com. You can search for it. This is the, I can say, research partner or the internship partner for giving the candidates a real life exposure. And lastly, we have success stories, stories.jobas.com. If you want to read inspirational stories, how other candidates, MBAs, CAs have been getting into investment banking or achieving other milestones, then that is a very good platform for it. So what do we get in this workshop? The first thing is upon completion of the workshop, you're going to get a certification, of course. Then you're going to get 2 Excel courses. These Excel courses are given to you so that if you have any sort of interest in the field of finance, at least you should get the basic understanding, the basic tools that will be required in the industry. Okay, so that is very essential for you if you have any sort of interest in the field of finance. And since you are participating in this workshop, I do understand that you have that interest, right? So apart from this, if you are currently a job seeker, if you are seeking a job, then LinkedIn Optimizer, Resume Optimizer, and Turbocharge LinkedIn course. This is a course which will help you understand how you can leverage LinkedIn for finding the right connects in the space that you want to get into. Then a good number of presentations and designing packs so that you become a little bit more efficient when you actually get into work. And two important bonuses at the end. Let me just tell you what is the bonus. So the bonus is, number one bonus is subscription to case studies for an entire year. Okay, you will be delivered case studies uh, uh, corresponding to different industries, different problems faced by those industries, and the solutions to those industries as well. This is going to help you a lot. Okay, this is going to help you a lot when you actually get into interview stages, when you go through case studies during those interviews. This kind of case studies is going to give you a lot of, I can say, insights. Okay. And one more bonus is left. We are going to talk about that towards the end of the session. Okay. For now, let us get into this. The last thing that I want to talk about, before starting the real stuff, that who can prepare for investment banking, right? Are you the right person to attend this workshop? So number one, there is no criteria as such that you have to be someone as a CA or a CMA or an MBA to get into investment banking. You can be a graduate from any stream and you can find yourself a fit into the investment banking space. Okay, we are going to talk further about the career prospects in the later part of the session. Okay, so for now, just understand that it's meant for you. Number two, if you are a CA, CS, CMA, CFA, MBA student or a qualified professional, then you are one of the best candidates to get into investment banking. If you are willing to switch to the finance domain, and within finance, of course, investment banking is the most rewarding space, then you are currently working into accounting or taxation or marketing and you want to switch to finance, then this workshop is for you. And lastly, if you're seeking growth in your current job, then investment banking has a lot to offer to you. So let's start with the meaning of investment banking. Okay, this is where we start with the session. So when it comes to the meaning of investment banking, let me tell you that many of you might be having some misconceptions. So first, let us try to gather from you some inputs from you. What comes to your mind when you listen to the word investment banking? आपके दिमाग में सबसे पहले क्या image आता है when you listen to the word investment banking? Yes, everyone, please be participative. Comments में बताइए what is the first thing that comes to your mind? What is that image? Is it the image of someone who is in a tie and a suit? Is it the image of the stock markets, the candlesticks, the image of someone sitting in a conference room trying to close a deal? क्या आ रहा है आपके दिमाग? Mergers and acquisitions, stock markets, investment advisor, raising capital, Wall Street. Conferences, okay, investing into certain companies, managing funds, IPOs, investing decisions, finance experts, right? We see investment bankers as the finance experts. Yes, so similar answers are coming in, right? So you all are correct in some or the other way, right? Trading is also considered. But let me tell you that all these, I think we never get to get a complete picture of investment banking by looking at any of the movies or web series that you might have watched. Okay, I think you get to hear about investment banking maybe when you see the movies like Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara, or maybe series like Suits or Billions, or movies like Wolf of Wall Street, right? So from such kind of I can say pictures or web series, we get some idea which is the most happening area in the field of investment banking, right? They cannot show you everything because everything is not that exciting, right? But as we try to get into the space, we need to understand what all is comprised into the investment banking space. Okay, so let's try to understand the complete picture in the investment banking area. So to start with, let us first talk about an investment bank from a layman's perspective. Then we are going to get into further details. Okay. So अगर एकदम simple language में बात करें, if we talk about what is an investment bank, then an investment bank is a financial institution, right? Or it is a division, a separate branch of a bank. What does it do? It helps people, businesses, corporates, and even governments in raising capital. Okay, so एक simple way में अगर बोले तो ये एक बैंक है. It works like a bank, or it works as a division of a bank, which is helping the peoples, the individuals or businesses or governments in raising funds, right? So if that is a definition of an investment bank, then the very next question that should come to our mind is, then I can raise funds from a commercial bank also, right? I can go to the SBI branch near me. I can go to the SDFC, ICICI branches near me, and I can get funding from those banks, right? So how is an investment bank different from a commercial bank here, right? So that is a very important question. So let us try to clarify it at the very beginning. When we talk about a commercial bank is an intermediary. It is acting as a link between a lender and a borrower. Okay, so on one side we have lender, people who have surplus capital, जिनके पास पैसा है. So where are we going to keep it, right? We are going to keep it in a deposit account in a commercial bank, right? And then this money is forwarded. This money is advanced to those people who need that money. Okay, that is the borrower. So commercial bank का function क्या है? Accepting deposits from the lenders and advancing loans to the borrowers. That is what is a core definition of a commercial bank, right? When we look at the investment banks, I think majority of us do have this misconception that an investment bank is said to be an investment bank because it is making investments, right? But that is only half truth. It may be correct, it may not be correct, because an investment bank is said to be an investment bank because it is facilitating investments. It may be making its own investments or may not be, but it is definitely facilitating the other investors in making their investments. That is the reason why investment bank is said to be an investment. Okay, so the distinction between commercial and investment bank lies in the set of clients that they cater to, right? Investment bank का client कौन है? It is the investors who are looking to invest into certain specific assets, trying to generate some specified returns, trying to look for maybe expansion, right? So they're looking for some target opportunities. And on the other side, they can have targets which are looking to raise funds from specific investors. That is what an investment bank is all about. Okay, so let me just try to formalize it. Okay, here we have just understood the different set of clients. Let us try to put it into a formal way. What is a commercial bank or what is a retail bank? A commercial bank is one which accepts deposits. Number two, it advances loans to the borrowers. Number three, it can also offer some ancillary services. Ancillary services ka matlab, some secondary services. Can you give me some examples? Have you gone to a commercial bank and used any service apart from doing an FD or opening a savings account or borrowing a loan? Have you done any other activity at a commercial bank? क्या आपने कभी DD बनाया for any exam? Yes, a demand draft service. Or yes, we have these days they do sell insurances, mutual funds, their demat accounts. Yes, then if you have ever worked for a business, if you're working for a company, in that case, yes, credit cards is also one side activity. They also offer cash management services, right? आपके दुकान से आकर they are going to take away the cash from you and deposit into the bank account for you. That is cash management services. Then this, yes, letter of credit, bank guarantee. Yes, tons of services are there, right? Locker facilities are there, right? Outward remittances. If you make a foreign remittance, they are also going to offer you that service as well, right? So a ton of services are there that helps them, make profits. Fine. Then if you look at the investment banks, what does an investment bank do? It helps in raising money, number one. सबसे पहले तो पैसा raise करने में help करता है. And the second thing is they advise on some very large transactions. If I have to invest in some, millions or billions of dollars, right? Or maybe rupees, right? So we need some experts out there who can guide me. Where can I put my money? Or if I want to raise money for my startup, right? I need some expert people who can connect me with the right investors, the right set of investors. So that is what the advisory or the consulting services offered by investment bankers. Okay. So if I give you some examples of raising money, so one very good example is IPO, that is the initial public offer, right? So many companies like Mankind Pharma or Tata Technologies was a very popular, very successful IPO. Then this Mamaearth brand, right? Honasa Consumer, that was also a very popular IPO, I can say, right? And now within this week also, there are many IPOs that are open for, I can say, you can subscribe to that. So what is an IPO? An IPO is that a private company approaches the market, approaches the public for the very first time to raise funds from them and issue securities in exchange to that. Okay, matlab, I will give you my securities, you give me some money so that I can do my operations. So that is called IPO, initial public offer. When it is done for the very first time, it is called IPO. When it is done for the second or the third time, or any subsequent time, then it is called an FPU, further publication. Okay, or it is also known as SEU, seasoned equity offer. Seasoned equity, that is already listed. Okay. So that is an example of public offering. Then on the other hand, if I talk about consultancy services, advisory services, then one example is M&A, mergers and acquisitions. Okay, mergers means when two companies come together or when you buy stake into other company, that is called an acquisition. So जब भी आपको acquisition करना है or if you want to merge your company with other company, we need the experts who can help us go through that transaction. Okay, so that is facilitated by investment bankers. Okay. So G Sony, that failed eventually, but we have many more examples. Now the Disney and Reliance deal is very, in the very recent news. So we can take off example of that as well. Okay. So that was just to give you an overall idea that, okay, this is what is happening in the investment banking space. This is what is an investment bank doing. Okay. So I think many of you are here who are not from the finance background. So we needed to get that idea. Okay. But now let us step inside the investment, okay? And let us try to actually see that what are the different profiles, what are the different activities, what are the different functions that are actually done or executed, or performed by the investment bankers, okay? So let us first talk about the IB landscape in India. So when we talk about the IB landscape, we have all the global offices, the global investment banks having offices in India. We have Goldman, JP Morgan, Barclays, Citi, Deutsche, Morgan Stanley, UBS, Bank of America, Stanchart, right? And the list goes on. This is not an exhaustive list, just an indicative list. इसके अलावा we have domestic firms like JM Financial, Avendus, Ambit, SBI, right? All the, I can say commercial banks do have their, I can say investment banking arms as well. जितने भी बड़े banks they have opened up their investment banking arms as well. Okay, for example, Kotak Investment Bank. So, okay, so these banks are working in India, and it's not that if it is a domestic bank, it is working only in India. It can have offices beyond as well. So, what is actually happening in this banks? Let us try to understand. Okay, so when you step inside an investment bank, there will be two sides of it. Okay, जब आप एक investment bank में जाएंगे, there will be two sides of it. One is called the buy side, and the other one is called the sell side. Or there can be firms which are 100% buy side, or there can be firms which are 100% sell side. Okay, that is also possible. But if we talk about the larger banks, the bulge bracket banks, then they have buy side as well as sell side. So, okay, when we step inside, one is buy side. So let us try to understand what is buy side now. When we talk about buy side, it is, as the name suggests, it is buying something. What is it buying? It is buying some securities. It is buying some assets. It is buying maybe the shares of a company, maybe the bonds of a company. Maybe it is buying properties, maybe buying real estate, maybe buying some stake into other companies, right? So at any point in time, it is buying something. That is why it is called the buy side. So that means the buy side of an investment bank is the investment arm, which is making the investments, which is investing the money of the public. Okay, it has a pool of funds. They raise money from different investors, and then they put this money into different asset classes. Okay, so that is what the buy side of an investment bank does. For example, if we talk about the asset management activity, okay, asset management, have you heard of a AMC company, an asset management company, Kotak AMC, SDFC AMC? Have you heard of such companies' name? Or if I talk about at the global level, then there is BlackRock, then there is Fidelity, then there is Vanguard, there is State Street, right? All these companies are into asset management services, right? So what they raise money from the public, from different investors, and then they put it into different asset classes depending upon the scheme, right? And then they generate returns for their investors, right? So that is number one activity. So इसमें क्या हो रहा है? They are investing into some assets, right? Number one. Number two, if I talk about private equity is what? Private equity firms are those firms, okay, example, Carlyle, KKR, what they do, they invest into companies, right, which they seem that has a very high growth potential, okay? So they will buy some, maybe the entire company, or maybe some, good amount of stake into those companies, so that when the company grows, right, they can take an exit after maybe 3 years, 5 years, or maybe 7, 8 years, and then they can make good returns on that investment. That is what private equity firms do. On the other hand, if I talk about venture capital firms, so venture capital firms are uh, also investing into companies, right? They are also raising money from the investors and putting it into companies, but they are targeting startup companies which are into early growth stages. Okay, so venture capital firms, of course, have somewhat higher risk, पर इसमें returns का potential भी बहुत ज्यादा है. Okay, at the end, if you look at the hedge funds, so hedge funds are, I can say the concept is very much similar to mutual funds, but these are not meant for retail individuals. These are meant for high net worth individuals, which are, or I can say ultra high net worth individuals, because the ticket size is very high. Also, what they invest into is can be a very diversified portfolio, right? They can invest into anything. Okay, it can be a very risky venture, or it can be an arbitrage opportunity also, right? Or it can be, let's say, a distressed company also. They can be investing into anything. But the theme is that they invest into very risky projects, and they do make very high returns as well. Okay. So what is common in all these activities? One thing that is common is that they are raising money from somewhere and they are investing into some assets, right? So that is why all these activities fall under the buy side of an investment. Okay. Other side, that is the sell side of an investment. Yes, there will be a certificate. There will be a certificate. Okay. Please don't spam the comment section for such reasons. I've already mentioned everything, cleared everything at the very beginning. Okay. So now let's talk about the sell side. So the sell side of an investment bank is more like a broker. It is more like the broking arm. What is the role of a broker? What does a broker do? It presents you the investment opportunities, right? Have you ever gone for house hunting? Maybe for renting, maybe for buying. When you go to a broker, he presents you some of the investment opportunities that in this location you can get this kind of property, which is, this with this kind of features, right? So that is what the sell side does. It presents you investment opportunities. To whom? To whoever subscribes to the services. And usually it is the buy side. It is the buy side of the investment bank who subscribes to the services of the sell side. Okay, then what is the role of sell side? They are going to present the opportunities that now this company is doing well. This is our a recommendation. This company can have this much potential, right? So there is a, I can say, recommendation given by the sell side. Then the buy side will carry out its own analysis and then make their final investment. Okay, so that is the role of a sell side. Let us try to read out all the activities. Number one is security underwriting. Okay, so we talked about IPO services, right? IPO is one of the services through which investment bankers make money. So IPO is, I can say, a general term. When it comes to the investment banking rules, the service is actually security underwriting. Okay, security underwriting. What does it mean? Okay, try to understand the meaning of the word. Security is underwritten by the investment bank. That means I am giving an assurance to my client, to the IPO client, that I will ensure that your shares get sold out in the market. Okay, so this security or share underwriting is done in the process of IPO. Okay, it is called security underwriting because it may be shares, it may be bonds as well, it can be other any other asset as well. Okay, maybe commercial papers also. So that is why it is called security underwriting. Number two, if we talk about equity research, okay, have you ever seen equity research reports? Okay, many brokerage houses like Motilal Oswal or maybe Sharekhan and Jeffries, they come out with a lot of research reports that this company, this industry, has this much potential. Now you can buy, let's say Tata Motors, it is having a target price of 1,200 rupees, right? So who comes up with such rating recommendation that now you can buy, now you can sell, now you can accumulate, or the target price is going to be this much? All that is done by equity research analysts. So if you are someone who has tendency to stay associated with the stock markets and work in an investment bank, equity research is a very good option, right? Commercial banking. This is the, I can say, area uh, which, there are some banks which not only has an investment banking license, but also has a commercial banking license. Okay. So for example, JP Morgan Chase. The Chase part is the commercial banking part where, individuals like us can do and transact. The other side is the JP Morgan part, which is the investment banking. Okay. Then sales and trading. Uh, this is the brokerage, I can say trading and brokerage area, which you were talking about, right? That we are investing into securities, we are, managing, or I can say sitting at the equity desk, looking at the candlesticks. All that is falling under this particular space, the trading and brokerage area. Okay. So, that the picture that you were imagining that I'll be dealing into stocks every day. So that falls under this particular space. And all the other areas that I was talking about is not related to directly stock markets, right? So stock market is a very, I can say, specific particular zone into inside an investment. Lastly, if we talk about corporate banking, so corporate banking, okay, so the other name for commercial banking is retail banking, and the other name for corporate banking is wholesale banking. I hope now the meaning is very much clear. When we talk about wholesale banking, we're talking about bulk funding, right? We are talking about loan syndications. We're talking about project finances. When you're dealing in, let's say, thousands of crores or hundreds of crores of worth of, deals happen. If you have to, let's say, finance a five-star hotel coming in a particular area, or maybe a 500-bedded hospital, or maybe some infrastructure project, right? So for all those cases, we can approach an investment bank. Okay. And then, falls on the consultancy side, the advisory side, advisory on the space of in the, let's say, M&A space, or maybe into restructuring, corporate restructuring, debt restructuring, right? So all that, again, is one area which investment banks cater. Now let's talk about the different types of investment banks. Okay, so the different banks can be classified into three types. First is the bulge bracket investment banks. Bulge bracket means the banks which cater to all the types of services that you can expect from an investment. Okay, so all the services that we talked about, be it trading and brokerage, be it mergers and acquisitions, be it I can say restructuring, or be it IPO related services. So everything is taken care of by the bulge bracket investment. So what names are included? All the large investment banks that you've heard of that I mentioned in the global space, right? The global investment banks all fall under the bulge bracket space. Okay. So bulge bracket does not mean that it is the largest bank. That is why it is bulge bracket. Okay. So that is a byproduct, I can say. It is called bulge bracket because it offers all the services. And since they offer all the services, they tend to become one of the largest banks. They have the, I can say, largest employee strength. They have very large amount of capital with them. They have global presence, right? In most of the geographies, you can find their offices. They have the largest coverage, I can say. The deal sizes that they enter into is also very large, right? So they are large in terms of everything. Then if we talk about the third one, that is boutique IBs. Boutique investment banks are boutique because they focus on some specific area. Okay, they are, let's say, targeting the consultancy area. They are just giving consultancy on M&A and restructuring. So that is why they are called boutique investments. They don't focus on all the services. They focus on some specific service. So by nature, they are not very large. They are relatively smaller. Their capital size is smaller. Their employee strength is smaller. The deal size may not be as large as bulge bracket investment banks, right? But there are certain banks which, boutique investment bank for which the deal size is, let's say, very, very high. Okay, if bulge bracket is entering into 100, let's say, $50 billion of deals. So boutique investment banks can also, if they are also reaching that stage, then we call it elite investment banks. Okay, because they have entered into an elite category. Okay. Then in between, we have the mid-size investment banks, not as large as the bulge bracket, but neither as small as the boutique investment bank. Okay. So I hope you got some clarity about the different types of investment banks. Now let's talk about the hierarchy of roles. What are the different types of roles in an investment bank? The junior most role in an investment bank starts at the analyst stage. Okay, so the very first job role that you're going to get, your designation is going to be an analyst. Next, you get to associate, VP, director, MD, and the head. Okay, so This is the usual structure, I will say. There can be some positions in between as well. Let's say associate और VP के बीच में आपको let's say senior associate का position हो सकता है, or there can be an AVP designation in between, right? So some changes can be here and there, depends upon organization, institution to institution, but overall the structure is like this. Okay. So up next time when you listen that he is an analyst or he is an associate, at least you will be able to identify that who is the senior, right? So I hope that is fine. The different types of job roles in investment banking. The first is front office. Okay, this is not specific to investment banking. This is, I can say, a general thing for any institution. If you are directly communicating with the clients, if your role is to onboard the clients, right? If you are into relationship management, then that in that case you are in the front office. Okay, आप आपके I can say you are the face of your organization, right? And you're directly interacting with the clients. Then you are working in the front office. If you are working in the mid office, then you are working somewhere, let's say in internal control, maybe risk management, right? So if front office, let's say the relationship manager comes up with a proposal that we need to fund this, let's say 1,000 crore project, right? So then the mid office is going to take charge, and then they are going to, do the risk assessment. They are going to determine the risk appetite of the firm, and then whether we are ready to take up this proposal or not, right? So that kind of work is done by the mid office. Back office is operations, technical support, that KYC checks, right? Due diligence, all these are done by the back offices. Okay. So when front offices comes up with the proposal, mid office says, yes, go ahead with this. Back office will start working on that, right? All that, coming, fetching the financial statements, getting the data, or, doing the due diligence part, right? Whether the management is, absolutely fine, whether they are, I can say, named in any kind of cases, right? Any legal cases happening, right? So all that kind of due diligence is taken care of by the back offices. Okay. The duration is up to 2 p.m. Okay. So we are going to, not 2 p.m. I can say, it will go up to 3. We are going to discuss, have a practical discussion up to 2:30, right? And then we are going to have a Q&A and some basic discussion, whatever your query might be. Okay, and discussing about the prospects, career prospects, and so on. All right. So the salary analysis. If we look at the Google, if you just Google it out, and if you rely on websites like Glassdoor, I don't want to put my number here, so let us rely on the services like Glassdoor. Then the average package comes around 11 lakh, right? But this number is not, I can say, that everyone is going to get. This is an average of a broad range. The I can say at beginning, right? If you're working at back office, then the package can be around 6 to 8 lakh rupees. If also depending upon your qualification as well, your the kind of company that you're joining in, if it's a global bank or a domestic bank, or the profile that you're getting in, or it can be as high as 20 to 25 lakhs as well. Okay, so that is why if you have the 25 lakhs on one side and if you have 6 lakhs on one side, so that is why the average falls somewhere in the range of let's say 12 to 18 lakhs. Fine. But if you see that there is also a bonus component, we are just talking about the fixed component, right? So there is also a bonus component which depends upon multiple factors, but the bonus is a very, I can say, the creamy thing which many industries don't offer, but investment banking industry offers, right? So that's a very I can say beautiful part of this industry. If you look at, if you want to work overseas, then that switch is also possible, right? So if you are working in the Indian offices, you want to switch, then the packages around in the US offices or the UK offices can vary. Okay, this 60,000 is going to be pounds. Okay. Fine. Let's talk about the scope of investment banking in India. Is the demand for investment banking likely to increase, right? Are the opportunities going to increase? So that is going to depend upon some factors here. Number one, if more and more IPOs come up, then investment bankers are going to have more earnings, more opportunities in this space. So is it really happening? Let us look at some historical data that investment, the number of IPOs have increased over the years, and the amount that has been raised is also increasing. So how does that impact the investment banks? The investment banks earn more money when there are more and more companies coming for an IPO. Okay, so Indian investment bankers earned 2,200 crores in 2021, which was mostly attributable to the wave of public offerings and shares, right? So अगर IPOs बढ़ेंगे, investment bankers का काम बढ़ेगा, package बढ़ेगा. Okay, so that's one thing. And is the number likely to increase further? Yes, as more and more startups are coming up, the stuff as a result of the growing startup cult in the Indian economy, the the number of IPOs are going to increase because every startup has this dream, right? First, I need to become a unicorn. The second is I want to get listed on the stock exchange, right? Then if we talk about mergers and acquisitions, right? So businesses expanding are bound to go through mergers and acquisitions. That is the very natural route of expansion. If you want to grow further, it is not possible to do everything in-house, right? So every company which raises funding, it can be a startup or maybe it's a matured company, right? So every company, the very natural next step is to acquire some other company which has some kind of synergies, right? If we acquire them, then we can have some synergies and expand ourselves into different horizons. So that is of course, something that have happened in the past, that is happening today also, and it will keep on happening in the future as well, right? Iska news kabhi band nahi hoga, it will keep on happening. And thirdly, if you look at some of the pivotal business changes are happening these days. If you look at, let's say, Vedanta, which is known as a mining company, but which is venturing into the semiconductor space, right? So that's I can say, a pivotal business change, right? Uska kaam hi nahi hai, but it is venturing into that. Then if you talk about Reliance, right, which is known for what? Uh, Initially, it was a textile business. Then it went into petroleum refining. But today it is what? It is getting into technology space. The Geo is working very much on telecom and technology. And apart from that, in fact, Reliance is also venturing into financial services, right? So all those, growing sectors, the companies are not going to leave that opportunity. Everyone is going to grab that space. Even the Tata Group is also doing this acquisitions very actively, right? So for all these, I can say transactions, we need experts. We need the people who are aware of the industry who can help them get through these transactions, right? So the investment banking space is likely to see more opportunities as we see the financial services industry grow, right? So financial services industry is seeing I can say good growth in demand because of levels of I can say income rising for the people, right? More and more people are now investing into the markets, maybe directly, maybe through the mutual fund route, right? At least more money is flowing into the markets, and the investment corpuses are increasing. There will be more and more people who are going to opt for the PMS services, right? Portfolio management services. There are so many fintechs coming up with so many innovations, right? And when we talk about innovations, there is also one big change that is going to happen in the industry is that the traditional people who yes understands finance but do not understand technology will eventually start getting I can say go out of the industry, and there will be requirement of fresh bloods who understand finance at the same time understands the new technology, right? With the I can say advent of AI, जैसा पहले computers के साथ हुआ था, right? When computers came in, people who were ready to leave the registers and move on to computers were welcomed by the industry. Those who didn't were uh, I can say dropped by the industry. So now the same thing is going to happen. AI is going to be a part of your system at your offices. If you get accustomed to that, you are very much welcome. If you don't understand what is happening, then possibly you are not going to find a space in the industry. Okay, so we have to adapt with these innovations, with so many new investment options coming in, digital gold, digital currency, which I believe right requires some technology aspect within you. Then if we talk about the growing penetration, right? So the financial services industry overall, right? Whether it be credit cards, insurance, or the investment space or the banking space, overall it is growing, right? Everyone is now having multiple credit cards. Everyone is now getting aware of the insurance needs, right? So money is pouring into the industry from the I can say domestic participation as well, right? With the mass participation into this industry, as well as the money is pouring from the outside economies as well, because everyone now believes or bets in the Indian economy that it is likely to be the highest growing in the next 1 decade or maybe 2 decades, right? So, and also today, financial services industry or the BFSI sector in general, I can say is one of the largest contributors to the Indian economy. Okay, so if the Indian economy grows, the BFSI sector contributes to that. Okay, so the sector grows, and if that is a growing sector, if it is a growing sector, then if we are working into this industry, we are also find a lot of good opportunities, a lot of rewarding packages if we find ourselves a fit into this industry. Okay. So what is the roadmap to investment banking? The roadmap to investment banking to become an investment banker is, of course, it starts at with first gaining the right level of knowledge. First, you need to be an expert with money. You need to understand how money functions, how financial markets function. You need to understand the math behind it. Then you can, deliver your service to other people, right? So at the same time, just having the knowledge of finance or accounting is not enough. We also need to develop some soft skills and some relevant network as well. Let us talk about each of these aspects one by one, because the first thing that you should be, I think, focusing on is the skill sets. Okay, when we talk about skill sets, let's first talk about the core skill sets. When it comes to core skill sets, you will be making, I can say, decisions, right? You will be helping companies, you will be helping your clients in making decisions. So decision making ke liye, what is the tool that we are going to need? The most important tool is financial models, right? You are going to build financial models every now and then. If you do not have an understanding of how to build financial models, you are going to face issues, right? If you just check out the job description of any investment banking role, they are going to specifically mention that financial modeling skill is a must. Otherwise, what you're going to do in an investment bank, right? So financial modeling is important. Then in order to learn financial modeling, the platform Microsoft Excel is important, right? If you know how to use Microsoft Excel very well, then financial modeling is going to be relatively smoother for you. Then FSA, financial statement analysis. Okay, so this means that you are going to analyze the companies by looking at the financial statements, right? So this is something that is not, I can say, already there with the accountants also. Even if I'm preparing accounts, doesn't mean I'm a good analyst of financial statements, right? So accountancy is a different thing. Analysis of financial statements is a different thing. Okay, so don't merge these two. So if you are someone who is not even coming from commerce background, it's fine. Okay, this is something that can be learned. Even chartered accountants, as chartered accountants, we can say that okay, I can prepare the financial statements of companies. I can even get into merger accounting as well. But that is accounting. That doesn't imply that you are a good analyst. You are a good number cruncher, right? So that is a skill that comes with experience that needs to be learned. Fine. Then when we talk about advanced skill sets, then valuations, DCF analysis, forms analysis, precedent transactions analysis, net assets, analysis, mergers and acquisition models, LBO models, leverage buyout models, right? So for all these things, you need to understand, right? Because this is what you're going to guide to your clients. So first, you have to become experts of that. Thirdly, soft skills like presentations in the form of PowerPoint presentations, in the form of presenting your analysis in 1 page, 2 page Word files, right? Communicating in front of in a conference room, right? So that is what you need to learn. Communication, you'll be talking directly to the top level management, the CEOs and CFOs of the companies. So that is again something that needs to be inculcated. And thirdly, if I talk about writing skills, so writing skills, you'll be preparing equity research reports or credit memorandums or pitch decks, right? So you need to also understand how to write, how to put to words what you're thinking, right? So that is again one skill that is required by the industry. Okay, so this is what you need to get into. I'm not saying that you have to have it as on today. This is what you have to inculcate as you eventually get into this field. Okay. Are there any internship opportunities in the space? So now every, I can say, large investment bank is having that, virtual experience program, so that you can get an understanding that what kind of work is done by these companies. So that is one thing that you can get some idea about the industry. The second thing is getting some, real life internship, right? You actually apply for that. You actually go to offices. You actually work on the projects. That is how you get, experience. So, Pro Capitas is helping get the equity research experience, right? So similarly, there are other companies that you can look for. Even chartered accountants can also go for third year intern, that industrial training also with investment banks, right? Goldman, Nomura, all these companies do offer third year industrial training as well. Okay, so of course we can talk about more, right, as we get into specific details. For now, let us just conclude this PPT because I need to get into the practical discussion. Okay, so if we lastly talk about the interview skills. Okay, so first you need to learn how to prepare ATS friendly resumes. ATS friendly means your resume has the right keywords that the, that the interviewer or the company is looking for. Secondly, LinkedIn optimization. Your profile should get shortlisted when they look for a particular keyword. That is called LinkedIn optimization. Mock interviews. If you go through, any of the, just I'll give you an exercise. Go to JobAdge Learning's YouTube platform, okay, YouTube channel, and try to look for some interviews there, right, which is into the finance space, into the investment banking space. They will mention that how important these mock interviews have been for cracking the interviews before getting into investment banking jobs or financial analysts or credit analyst jobs, right? So this is very important. Soft skills, as I mentioned, communication, writing, presentation, and lastly, honest interviews. You cannot fake anything. If you write something in your CV, you need to know what it is, right? So that is again one thing that I wanted to mention because some people do tend to forget these things. Okay. So yes, that's what I wanted to convey through this presentation before you. Okay, so we are done with the theoretical discussion. Now we are going to jump on to the practical discussion. Can I get a quick feedback from you? Are you getting what we are discussing in this session? Is it worthy for you? Are you getting some insights here? Yes. Please give me a quick feedback. Then we're going to start with the practicals. All right. Now I got a question that how much time it takes to build a financial model. Actually, it depends upon the, you know, criticality of the problem that you're trying to solve. Okay. So it can take, let's say, 1 hour. It can take 1 week as well. It can take even 2 weeks as well, right? So it depends upon the how critical the problem is, what information do you need to get, what kind of analysis is required, what is the ultimate goal of preparing that financial model, right? So it depends upon all these things. Who is the final user of that financial model, right? So let us try to get into, I'll be giving you some idea about uh, a quick, I can say, M&A analysis. Okay, so if you are, let's say, looking for a company, you have a client, and you are looking for, or you are helping your client in shortlisting some right candidates. Okay, so let's try to understand that what is the thought process in that problem. Okay, so today we are going to solve a case study. Now this case study is very important if you want to get a taste of what kind of work is done at investment banks, number one. Number two, if you want to get an idea that when you actually face real life interviews, right, and the case studies that will be required for you to solve, then what kind of case studies can come up, right? So this practical discussion right now is going to serve the dual purpose. Okay. And all your career oriented questions that are popping up, I'll be answering that as we complete this exercise. Okay. So I hope the text is clearly visible to all of you, right? You are able to read the text. Or let me just zoom in a little bit more, right? So welcoming you all. Today, you are going to serve as an analyst at an investment bank. Okay. The analyst is a team's most junior member, as we have already learned. And the teammates include an associate, a vice president, and an MD. Your MD has asked the team to analyze a company. Okay, ये company का नाम दिया हुआ है that you have to analyze this company's most recent financials in order to determine if the company can be a potential target for M&A. Okay, so आपके पास एक client है. The client is looking to invest in a company, right? तो आपको क्या task दिया गया है? दिया गया that you have to scrutinize, or I can say screen, do the screening for different companies, whether this company is a suitable target for acquisition or not. Okay, तो आपको recommend करना है that इस company को buy कर सकते हैं या नहीं. Okay, so that is the question for this case study. So what are we going to learn here? We are going to first review the company's financial reports. Then we are going to derive key metrics like, what is the sales of the company, what is the profitability, how much is the debt, how much is the cash flow, everything. We are going to do a quick valuation of this company as well. Okay. So in this process, I will help you with the extraction of the information. I will help you with the calculation of a few metrics. But the important part is giving the final recommendation. That is something that needs to be given by you. Okay. So please be 100% focused for the next 20 to 25 minutes. Okay. It is not going to take too long. So be 100% focused. And if you are able to have that thought process, that how do we actually recommend a company? If you are able to come up with that thought process, then you can say that you have that thing that is required for becoming an investment bank. Okay. So this is the test for you to actually decide whether investment banking is for me or not. Okay. So let's start with the case study. We are given with the financial statement. This is the P&L. This is the income statement of the company, where you can find the incomes and the expenses and the profits of this company for the period 2022. Okay, this is the quarterly data. This is the annual data, again for the year 2023. Okay, and 1 quarter for 2024. Fine. On the balance sheet, we see the same thing, assets and liabilities for 2022-23, and similarly for the cash flows. Now, don't try to worry about these things, sir. I don't even know how to build a cash flow, right? It's fine. It is prepared by the accountant. We are using the work of an accountant, right? So I need to just understand these numbers, that what is the meaning of this, okay? And lastly, let us get into the analysis, okay? So the first thing that we are going to link here, or we are going to take up, is the revenue of the company, right? We need to know what is the sales of this company. So for the year 2022, right, we have the income statement, we have the revenues given here. So we can simply link here that, okay, this is my revenue for the year 2022. For 2019, it is pre-populated. For the year 2023 also, let us just link it here. Okay, done. Now, is the revenue of the company fine? Is it growing well? Never judge this company or any company on the basis of absolute numbers. We are going to judge it on the basis of a growth rate. Okay. So this is the growth rate here. Let us try to compute the growth rate here. How do we compute the growth rate? The formula that we use in Excel is current year divided by previous year minus 1. Okay. And press Control Enter. That gives me the formula, that gives me the growth rate for the last 2 years. So we can see that, okay, in the last year, 2022, it was 4% growth. In the next year, 2023, it is 6%. Fine. Let's move on to the next method. That is the operating income. What is operating income? Operating income is the profit that you have generated by, through your core operations, by selling your products, by selling your services. What is the profit that you? So that comes out to 433 in 2022. And for the year 2023, let us link here. Okay. So we can see that the revenue has gone down, right? Revenue has, or sorry, the profit has gone down. So let us compute the growth rate again. Current year divide by previous year -1 and control enter. So that gives me the growth rate. In the year 2022, there was a very good jump of 17%, but eventually it again fell down by 9%. Okay. Let's quickly do these calculations. Then we are going to do the analysis, whether it's good for us, it's working fine, it's going the wrong direction, right? So we'll look at it. First, let us quickly do the calculation. Again, going to the net income. This is my net income here. What is net income? Net income is the final profit of the company. Whether you have earned by selling your products, whether you have earned by maybe interest income, maybe dividend income, anything. Okay, if it is your profit, we are going to include it in the net income. Fine. For 2023, again, I'll link it here. Done. Annual growth, current divided by previous -1. Okay. Then this is my total income, right? We can convert it into income per share as well. How do we do this? Very simple. This is my total income divided by total number of shares. Total number of shares is given to us. That is 31,000 in 2022. Similarly, total income divided by total number of shares, that gives us income per share for 2023, right? So I'm using some formulas here. I'm using some ratios here. I hope you are able to tackle this. This is not too difficult, I will say. Okay. Next is free cash flow. Free cash flow is something that we can find on the cash flow statement. Scroll down. Now, this is not always computed, right? This is not something that you may find in all the instances. For now, this is given to us free cash flow for the year 2022 and free cash flow for the year 2023. Okay, done. So we have the free cash flow. Coming on to the financial metrics, the ratios that we are required to compute. So what is the first ratio? That is EBITDA margin. Okay, EBITDA margin. You need to understand these terms if you need to understand the business, what is happening in the business, right? So if you look at the EBITDA margin, this is very simple. The profit that we have made in relation to the sales that we have generated. Okay, my profit as against sales. 433 ka profit on a sales of how much, right? So that will give me a percentage. Okay, so that gives us a percentage of 21%, and it again fell down to 18%, right? For net income, very simple. Net income divided by total revenue, that gives us the net income. Debt EBITDA ratio. Debt EBITDA ratio is also known as a leverage ratio. Leverage means what is the debt we are having? What is the debt we are having? इतने का debt है हमारे पास upon what is my ability to pay debt. हर साल कितना cash generate करें? This is my EBITDA is a proxy of cash that we are generating, right? So this gives us the debt EBITDA ratio. So again, I'll do it for the year 2023 divided by EBITDA. Done. Okay. So now, what is the meaning of these items? Let's try to address that. If we look at EBITDA margin of 18%, what does it indicate? It indicates that if my revenue is $100, then out of $100, my profit is $18. Okay. If we look at this EBITDA margin and compare it with the industry, industry is having an EBITDA margin of 39%. Matlab, if the competitors are earning $100 of revenue, they are making a profit of 39, okay, out of their core operations, not other items, but just the core operations. धंधा करके कितना profit कमाया है या loss. So by looking at this metric, what is your opinion about this company? If I just ask you about just the EBITDA margin, what is your opinion about this company? Should we recommend this company if I look at the EBITDA margin of this company, which is number one, declining, which is number two, almost even less than half of the industry ratio? So this company is underperforming, right? Fine, seems okay, right? The everything I think everyone has a consensus on it. Number two, if we look at net income margin, okay, so for net income, okay, we don't have the industry data, fine. Let us compare the debt EBITDA ratio next. What is debt EBITDA ratio? Debt EBITDA ratio, as I mentioned, it tells us that how much debt we are having against our annual cash, right? So that means I can repay my debt in 2.5 years. Okay, I can repay my entire debt in 2.5 years given this rate of EBITDA. Fine. So our EBITDA is debt EBITDA is 2.5. The industry is having an debt EBITDA ratio of 4 times. So what do you think is in a better position? Our company or the industry, the peer companies, the competitors? So all of you are saying that our company is having a favorable position here, right? हमारे पास debt कम है, right? So having less debt is beneficial for an investor, right? So that's why it's fine. So it's a good favorable position for us. Fine. Next, if you look at this company from a revenue point of view, is this company's revenue doing fine? Will you invest in this company just by looking at the revenue? When the revenue is growing by 4% and 6% in the last 2 years? Increasing revenue. It's okay, right? We don't know what is the growth rate in the economy, right? We don't know how other companies are performing, how the industry has performed in the last 2 years. We don't know it, right? So if we just have the company data, then as an investor, right, our client is going to acquire this company. So as an acquirer, as an investor, I'm more concerned with, is the company losing its customers? Is the company losing its market share? So I'm bothered with those questions. Is the company's product actually working in the market? Right? So by looking at the last 2 years revenue, it seems that customers are more and more adapting it, right? Maybe not at a very phenomenal growth rate, but at least they are not leaving the product. The customers are at least increasing, right? Yes. So given that, I would give it a yes. Okay, then it's fine. It's okay. Okay, it's okay that this company's revenue is at least increasing and it is not decreasing. Okay, fine. So from operating avenue income point of view, we have already evaluated. From net income per share, okay, so we are going to use it in valuation. From free cash flow point of view, again, what is your opinion? Is this company having good cash flows? The cash flow seems fine. Well, there is instability in cash flows, right? Company का cash flow बिल्कुल भी stable नहीं है. Sometimes it's having negligible cash flow, sometimes it's negative, sometimes it's positive, right? So we don't, although it's positive now, but we don't get much of a comfort from these three last year's data, right? So, there is also some information for the recent quarter as well for the year 2024. So if you look at this recent quarter, then we see that the cash flow in the recent quarter is 158, which is even higher than the last year's entire cash flow. So by looking at this information, do we now get some comfort that हाँ चलो अब इसका cash flow it is going to be positive? At least it is not going to be negative in the future, right? Yes. Initially, it can be negative. It's fine. Company must be having good amount of, let's say, capex in the initial years, but that's fine. So for now, from a cash flow point of view, I think it's okay. If it is positive and it is growing, it's fine. Lastly, let us look at this company's valuation. Let's say the company's owners are asking a price of $100. They're asking a price of $100 though per share, okay, per share price, and then you can buy this company. So should we pay them $100? By looking at this information, can we tell? No, right? We need to first find the value of this company. So let's try to find the value of this company. So the method that I'm using is comps analysis. Okay, it's a very, I can say, a very quick way or very simple way of doing this analysis. If we get into details, there is a lot more to discuss. I don't want to get into the technicalities today, otherwise you will not be able to digest it. So let's try to have an overall understanding of how this method works. What is the theme behind this method? Okay, so the theme is very simple, that let's say okay, so let's talk about a very recent news. Now, what is happening? Reliance is having a merger with Disney, right? So they are going to merge their media assets, right? All that digital media or the channels related media, everything is going to get merged, right? So if Reliance, Mr. Ambani, is having a concern, or if he wants to know that you know what should be a fair price for acquiring the stake into the Disney's assets, what will be a fair price? So how do Mr. Ambani know that? What is he going to do? He is of course going to look into the history. Has any recent transaction happened in this industry which is into the media industry? He is going to look at that कि उसने क्या पैसे दिया था. I am going to first look at that, right? So yes, one recent transaction happened recently. Adani also bought NDTV, right? That is not a very news of the past. It is something that we all remember, right? Yes. So now Mr. Ambani is going to do what? Okay, Adani ने NDTV की channels के लिए कितना पैसा दिया? He is going to look into that. That how much Mr. Adani paid for the NDTV, right? So that is going to give him some idea. Yes or no? So he will say that, okay, let's say, Adani paid 600 crores for NDTV. Okay, let's say. And at that time, I'm just giving an example. At that time, the revenue of that company was 200 crores. The revenue of that NDTV was 200 crores. So he will get an idea that, okay, Mr. Adani paid how much? Three times of revenue, right? So he will get an idea. Now he will look at, okay, what is the sales of Disney? What is the sales of Disney? Let's say the sales of Disney is 300 crores. So what should be the 3 times of 300 crores? It should be 900 crores. Do you get the logic? What I'm trying to do here? This method is called nothing but comps analysis, comparable analysis. Okay. So similar logic is what we are going to use in this scenario as well. Instead, here I use the sales metric. Instead of sales, you can also have profit also. कि उसका profit था 200 crores. The I can say the amount that was paid was 600 crores. So they paid a three times of profits. So I should pay 900 crores in that, right? Do you get the logic? So same thing we are going to do here. We are going to see that what is the income of our company first. What is the income of our company? We have already computed it. It's this, right? Income per share is this much. Fine. What is the industry multiple going on? The one thing that I computed here 3 times. What is this 3 times for? It is what is happening in the industry. Industry mein kya hoga? So for this, we are already given the number here that industry mein 5 times chal. industry ka bhav is 5 times. So I'll write here 5 times. I'll write here 5 times. So using this 5 times multiple and using this income of our company, can I find the expected share price? That market is paying 5 times of the income. So 12 times 5 is going to give me 5 times of the income. That is, the share price should be somewhere in the range of $50 to $60. You get it? So if this is the expected share price of this company, given the company's income levels, and this is the what is the owners are asking. The asking price is $100. Will you invest in this company? Now do you get an idea? At least you got a range that हाँ अगर इसके बीच में है, we are ready to negotiate. If it goes beyond that, I'll just leave that, right? So I now that is not going to be 100, of course. Okay, so it is going to be, let's say they say $70. In that case, we are going to have a negotiation, right? Okay, I'm ready to pay you some premium. Probably I'll pay 65 if I see that kind of an opportunity, right? So that depends upon the negotiation, but at least you got the idea, right? So, this we don't know. What is the asking price? We don't know. But looking at all these other aspects, by looking at the revenue and the profit and the debt EBITDA and the cash flows, what is your final recommendation of this company? What is your final recommendation? Will you say yes to this company or no? Please answer very wisely, because how you think about this problem is going to determine about your thinking abilities and what you will be able to perform, how you will be able to perform in your interviews. No, I removed the $100, scenario here. We are not talking on valuation point of view right now because we don't know what is the asking price. I just ask you on the basis of the company's fundamentals. So it's a mixed response, I can say. Some of you are saying yes, some of you are saying no. Some of you are saying that we can give it a try. Okay, so the reasoning is something that is not that simple, right? So it's going to come with a lot of factors, but the reasoning, the thought process should be in this way that, okay, we looked at the revenue of the company. We think it's a yes. We think it's a yes, right? Because it's growing. When we look at the profit of the company, we say no because the company's profits are declining and also it's not up to the mark. If we look at the debt of the company, then it's a yes because the company is not over leveraged. It's fine. It's within the industry mark. Lastly, if we look at the cash flows of the company, then cash flow also seems to be now growing. It's positive, it's growing. So from a cash flow point of view also, we say it's yes, right? So 3 out of 4 factors are in favor of this company, right? But even that doesn't gives me the final answer that I should say yes or no, right? Even that doesn't say. Because profit is a very big concern for us. If this company is not profitable today, and if it doesn't turn profitable tomorrow as well, then this company, what is the point of investing in this company, right? So the answer should be in such a way that yes, it seems to be a potential target subject to the red flag of profitability, right? If this company's management has a proper roadmap, right? Currently, we understand that this is a startup company. Its cash flows are not stable. That means it's a startup company. So initially, startups do not have an efficient operational structure, right? So it takes time to achieve efficiency, and then they are going to generate more profits. So yes, if the company has a defined roadmap that what steps needs to be taken, by when we tend to see higher profitability, or what is the problem behind current profitability decline. If you're satisfied with all those reasons, then probably we can give it a yes. Otherwise, it's a no. Okay, because why no? Because if this profitability remains less than half of the industry, then it will get kicked out of the industry in maybe 4 to 5 years time. 5 साल में भी if you are not able to achieve profitability, you probably may get kicked out of the market, right? Because you are not able to cope up with the market. So that's the thought process that we are going to, that we should have. Okay, fine. So now let's talk about the questions that you have been asking in the chat section. Okay, so first let me tell you that, okay, so the theory section is done and the practical session is also completed. I didn't take a full-fledged financial model for obvious reasons, that we have people coming in from different backgrounds, right? So everything will go above your head if I get into too much of complexities. So I wanted to keep a balance between that. You should get clarity of the meaning of investment banking. You should understand what investment banking is all about, the different roles in there, the applications, the career prospects, right? The roadmap and all that, the opportunities, right? And then we should also get some taste of what kind of work we are going to do in investment banking space, right? So I took a balanced case study, which is not that complicated at all, right? And which is also sufficient enough to give us some idea that, what can happen in the industry. Fine. So now let us also discuss, further aspects into the investment banking space, the questions that you have. Yes, you can. Now this is the time for the Q&A session. Yes, please start pouring in your questions. Whatever questions you are having, I'm going to take up each of these questions one by one. But I'll be also looking for your feedback as well. So you can share your feedback with me on LinkedIn. Okay, so let's connect over LinkedIn as well. I've shared my LinkedIn profile in the chat section. Uh, are sharks investment bankers? No, not necessarily. They are not working in investment banking space. Vishnu, well explained. Thank you so much. Okay, so thank you so much for attending. I hope this was a worthwhile session for you.
Kuldeep sir, I'm audible?
Yes, Sagar sir, you are definitely audible. Okay, so the question that you are asking, right? As a fresher, what should be my next step? Or for getting the internship, what should be my next step, right? So for that question, I'll request Sagar sir to step in and give answers to your questions, because he's the one who is looking after the placements for the investment banking space at JobAds. So he has a lot to share with you. Okay, so please do listen to his insights with respect to the placements, with respect to the career opportunities, and with respect to internships as well. Okay. So thank you so much for joining in this session. I hope you enjoyed this one, and I hope to see you in my further sessions as well. Over to you, Sagar. Thank you so much.
So guys, if I'm audible and visible to each and everyone, please drop yes on a chat box right now. If I'm audible and visible to each and everyone, please drop yes on a chat box right now. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, 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 sir. Great, guys. Great. So, guys, very warm good afternoon to all of you right now who present here. Okay. And already Kuldeep sir explained you perfectly what exactly is investment banking, what is the scope of investment banking. He already explained you perfectly. Okay. But still, I can just see that number of questions, number of messages are coming here right now. Number of messages, number of same questions. Sir, we wanted to be investment banker, we wanted to go in investment banking domain, but the most important question is that how I need to get into that. Okay, what exactly I need to prepare. Three types of categories candidates are here in a workshop. Three categories types of candidates are in a workshop. First are those who are pursuing right now, like they are a final year, CA final, MBA final year, BTech final year, BBA, PGDM, diploma, BSc, BTech, like that, MBA, like that, final years. And second category is that those who are recently qualified, like CA qualified, MBA qualified, BCom qualified, BBA qualified, BCA, MCom, CFA, CMA, like that. And third category is that those who are working professionals, but they wanted to switch in investment banking, or they wanted to get a hike in their current packages right now. But guys, everyone agenda is completely clear that they wanted to be a certified investment banker. Okay, so guys, how many of you are having the complete clear-cut mindset that I wanted to be an investment banker, whether I'm pursuing, whether I'm qualified, or whether I'm working professional, that doesn't matter. How many of you are having the complete clear mindset that in upcoming 4 to 5 months, that I wanted to be an investment banker at any cost right now? How many of you are having the complete clear mindset? Please tell me on a chat box right now, one by one. Sir, myself, I wanted to be a, sir, myself, sir, I am completely decided for that. Okay, myself, me, okay. Okay. Myself, okay, great. Number of, same question, okay, great, guys, great. So I'm completely gonna guide your roadmap. I'm completely gonna guide your roadmap, completely gonna guide you each and everything that what you guys need to prepare, how I need to enter into that. Because before entering into investment banking firm, we just need to have a proper clarification. It's not like that, if and but if I'm having in my mind, okay, sir, I'm having some commitments, I need to take time, I'm having some work, I need to focus on that. Sir, I'm pursuing right now. Sir, I need to discuss with my parents. I need to discuss with my friends. If you're having this kind of a mindset, then I completely cannot suggest you. If you're having a clear mindset, no, sir, my mindset is clear. I just wanted to get an opportunity. I just wanted to sit in a top rapid investment banking firm in 4 to 5 months, and I want a proper roadmap and proper training. So, guys, I'm having a roadmap, I'm having a vision oriented training, but that is not for everyone. Now you are going to ask me, sir, why that particular vision oriented training, vision oriented roadmap is not for everyone. I'm telling you, guys, why that is not for each and everyone. I'm just explaining you, guys. This particular training, which I'm gonna explain you right now, that is completely going to be sponsored by Ishan Group of Institution, which is certified from Government of India. Okay, and they conduct this training after every 6 months, and in that training, they allow to take only 40 candidates. Now you're going to say, sir, how it is going to be possible right now in a workshop? 357 candidates are here right now, and how you're going to take only 40? How it can be justified? The thing is that, guys, if I'm taking 300, if I'm taking 200, the most important thing is that we cannot be able to provide the quality. If we cannot be able to provide the quality, we cannot be able to provide the placement, and in this placement matter a lot. Okay, in this placement completely matters a lot. Okay, because if I'm taking 200, 300, then we cannot be able to provide one-to-one mentorship, one-to-one support, one-to-one training, and placement is not going to be possible to all 200 or 300. But for 40, it can be, because the most important USP we are having our own job portal. Okay, you just need to clarify that. Okay, job portal. You just need to understand what exactly is job portal. Naukri.com, after Naukri.com, Jobard.com is only a platform where 6 lakhs plus recruiters are connected, and only in investment banking domain, 42,000 plus approximately recruiters are directly connected and directly hiring in that domain. Okay, so what exactly you need to focus? Now I'm going to share my screen with all of you to explain you each and everything about the training. What exactly is the training? What will be the duration, what will be the validity, what is the module wise concept which is going to be covered, who will be the trainers, how I need to complete it out, how the placement procedure is going to work, what is the validity, everything I'm going to explain you. So please focus on the screen, please listen carefully each and everything, and don't need to skip anything. Okay, guys, I'm just sharing, please focus on that. Now, what will be the job openings that is completely going to be open for you guys? You already know that investment banking is a vast domain where different job roles are completely going to be open for you. Okay, now you can be a financial analyst, investment banking strategist, research analyst, investment banking associate, account manager, chief financial officer, relationship manager, financial analyst, equity research analyst, bank manager, portfolio manager, money market analyst. Okay, financial model, complete different job roles are completely going to be open for you. Now, the most important part, sir, what exactly I need to prepare? So, guys, you just need to prepare core investment banking with a proper practical oriented learning. So now I'm gonna guide you. Inception of investment banking, distinction between commercial banks and investment banking bank, Chinese walls, equity capital market, advisory services, restructuring, trading and brokerage, asset management, investment banking activities, investment banking strategies, global investment banking banks, wholesale banking, and boutique advisory firm, equity capital market presentation, IPO syndicate, IPO timeline, pricing process, share allocation, stabilization effort, debt capital market completely, merger acquisition, restructuring, trading and brokerage, assets management, and guys, of course, the most important part, Excel. We are completely in basic to advanced, VBA, macros, data visualization, pivot table, actually lookup in completely structured manner wise. Okay? Corporate finance, financial statement analysis, investment banking financial analysis, corporate financial analysis, okay, building of interpreting financial models, leverage buyout, completely each and everything in a completely in core depth manner. Now, the most important part, sir, how I need to process out. Now, so guys, suppose you are shortlisted in top 40. Okay. Suppose Suraj is shortlisted in top 40. So guys, whatever content top to bottom I have just shown you right now, that one time will be provided in his dashboard that he can access anytime in mobile, desktop, laptop with unlimited validity and unlimited access. Parallelly on weekend, the live session will take part for Q&A, practical case studies, real data working projects, caption press, completely hybrid model training. So whether you are a student, whether you are qualified, or whether you are working professional, that completely doesn't affect. Okay. Now, parallelly, if you wanted to schedule a one-to-one session with the trainer, you can schedule that also. Okay, according to you. That's why only 40, because in 200 we cannot schedule a one-to-one session to each and everyone, but in 40 it can be worked. Now it's time about the duration. Sir, how much duration I can complete it out? Guys, validity, I have already cleared that validity is unlimited. Duration, you can guys divide according to yourself in 3 to 4 months between. If you are completely free, not having any kind of a commitment, you can complete it out as soon as possible. But if you're having any kind of a commitments, exams going on, nothing, you don't need to worry. Okay, you can take more time also, that doesn't matter. According to you, the placement procedure will start. Now, suppose you have completed all the modules, real data working, after all the modules, live session, each and everything, then 40 plus real data working capstone project will be provided you on a real company data. Okay, on real company data to judge you that how much you have practiced, what kind of portfolio you need to build it out for a practical learning. So we are going to do that also, assignments also. And then we are going to provide the first, we are going to start a placement procedure. First, what we are going to do? We are going to build a resume, ATS friendly resume. 90% candidates don't know what is ATS friendly resume. I'm telling you. Guys, when you are applying your resume in a top reputed firm, so there is no single HR is sitting and shortlisting your resume. The resume is going to be shortlisted by ATS tracker, application tracking system. If the keywords are matching with that, तो वो shortlist करेगा. Otherwise, directly going to be rejected. So ATS friendly resume, completely most important part. Okay, then LinkedIn optimization, and then one-to-one mock interview preparation. Why one-to-one mock interview preparation? Because in this training program, you are having 4 to 5 trainers who are well qualified investment bankers, equity research analysts, financial analysts in a top reputed firm, and they are having the vast experience of taking the interview, that what kind of a question the interviewer asks, how I need to answer, what kind of a case studies they can provide, everything they are going to guide you in a systematic manner. And then different forms of interview scheduling, and then smoothly the placement going to take part. So this is how the learning is going to take part, and this is how the placement parts are going to take. Okay, well qualified trainer, Mr. C. Kuldeep Sharma sir, Mr. Shaksham Agarwal sir, PM Mohit Gupta sir, he is already working in Barclays right now. He is also going to lead the training. So completely well organized training, but only for 40, not even 41, because many students are requesting for this particular training. But how can I take to each and everyone, guys, due to quality concerns? Okay, now I just wanted to show that job portal also, guys. We are having our own job portal. Okay, guys, the most important demand is that job portal. Okay, 6 lakhs plus recruiters are connected, and only in investment banking 42,000 approximately recruiters are connected. Goldman Sachs, Nomura, HSBC, JP Morgan, another unicorn firm. 90% candidates only know about these firms. JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, Nomura, HSBC, Morgan Stanley. Guys, there are many investment banking firms are right now, many investment banking companies are right now. We are not having a proper guidance. We are not having a proper structure way where I need to apply, what kind of packages I can get it out. Because right now, freshers are getting the better package than the experienced candidate. Why? Why BCom qualified and CA pursuing candidates are getting better packages? Why? Because they are fulfilling the demand. How they are reaching out to that particular companies, and why many qualified candidates are not getting that kind of opportunities. Why? Because they are fulfilling the demand. Whatever companies require, they are fulfilling that. Only on what basis? Only on the basis of the practical oriented knowledge. So whether you are BCom qualified, whether you are CA qualified, whether you are pursuing, whether you are MBA, BTech, BBA, PGDM, diploma, PhD, that doesn't matter. Matter is that you should require a proper practical oriented knowledge. In this whole world, no one can provide you a job without having any kind of practical oriented knowledge. To be frank with all of you, whoever is saying to you, yeah, enroll this particular training, you will get a job. Nothing is going to work, guys. That's why we are just taking only 40, so we can just work for each and everyone. So we can just provide the placement. Okay. So now it's time to just disclose each and everything, that how I need to process, what exactly the things are. Okay, everything I'm gonna explain you right away, so no need to panic about that. Okay, and guys, in future also, if you are inquiring about this training anywhere, okay, so no need to worry. No need to worry. I'm having some students feedback right now with you all, so you can get a proper motivation, because ultimately belief tabhi hota hai, we can just hear by the student that I'm BCom, I'm PGDM, diploma, BTech, BBA, how I am getting the placement. Okay, because ultimately, if I am also a student and I also need some kind of a feedback that my students are getting a placement, if he or she is BCom, he is getting a placement. If he or she is qualified, he is also then also she is getting the placement. So we just need to understand each and everything, guys. Okay. So just a second, give you the proper structure with feedback so you can get a proper understanding of each and everything. So just a second, guys, okay? Just a second. I'm just sharing my screen with all of you so you can get a proper understanding of each and everything. Just a second. So you guys also get a proper confident.
Please introduce yourself.
Okay, so sir, I am basically a BCom graduate and a CA finalist. I have dropped CA after CA intermediate, and I have recently joined your investment banking course, which has helped me gain a lot of knowledge, and my skills has been enhanced because of this, which has really got me placed well.
Another candidate.
Hyderabad. Okay. I'm from Hyderabad, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, recently qualified chartered accountant.
Okay.
Yes.
Fine. So you have done your CA in the month of May.
Yeah, sir. I passed in the May 23 attempt, sir.
Tell us about your placement. Which company, what profile?
I'm placed in Federal Bank, sir, as a credit analyst, sir, in Chennai location.
Federal Bank as a credit analyst in
Yes.
Chennai.
Yeah.
Okay. So do you mind if I ask you about your package as well?
It's okay, sir. It's a fixed 12 lakhs per annum, sir, and 1.5 variable.
Okay. So 1.
Another candidate.
Please.
Okay, so my name is Shivam Bhalla and I hail from Jammu and Kashmir. So I have done actually BCom and I'm a CA final student. My group 2 is clear, group 1 is pending. Plus, my age is right now 28 and I've got job in Ahmedabad, so I've shifted to Ahmedabad right now. So
Okay.
Another candidate.
First of all, congratulations. Okay, so that on your placement, okay, you have got placed, and we will get to know what company, what role. Firstly, I would like to know about yourself, about you. Okay, so please let us understand. Please,
Another candidate.
today we have Saurav with us. Okay, so coming. Hello, Varun. Welcome to this podcast. First of all, congratulations on getting placed.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
So guys, you can just see that number of candidates are here right now from different qualification background. Someone is pursuing, someone is qualified, someone is working profession. How they got a placement? Only on the basis of the practical oriented knowledge. Nothing is rocket science. Why you will get a job? Only on the basis of the practical knowledge. You just need to focus on that. Nothing is there, guys. Okay. So now let me take to the landing page of this program. Here the investment banking nano degree, which you'll completely get to an end-to-end training plus guaranteed placement. Again, I'm repeating. Whoever will be shortlisted in top 40, he or she is completely going to have a core investment banking training plus guaranteed placement, but only for 40, not even 41, guys. I am repeating again to all of you. Okay, 100% placement assurance will be there only for 40, not even 41. Why I am just very much highlighting these things, why I am very much confident on that, because guys, we are having our own job portal, we are having announced HR team, only on that basis we are able to place the candidate. Because in future also, if you are inquiring somewhere, you just need to ask 2 to 3 questions to them. Are you having our own job portal? First question is that you need to ask. Second question, are you having our own job portal? Plus, are you having our own in-house HR team? Plus, what exactly you need to please, if you are having some placement record, you can just share to me so I can able to judge them, each and everything. These 3 things you just need to ask them. Okay, because ultimately, if particular things you are getting, you just need to very much confident. And I always like to talk on numbers actually, and only on that basis we are able to place the candidate. So that's why we have maintained the standards all over the India right now. Okay. So guys, this is the investment banking nano degree. You are completely going to have in that 100% placement, or only for 40, not even 41, which I'm repeating and clearing again and again. Okay. So guys, the pricing of this particular training is 50,000 rupees. But in starting, I told you one name, Ishan Group of Institution, which is certified from Government of India. They have allowed to provide the scholarship. Okay. they have allowed to provide the scholarship in this, okay? Completely scholarship they have allowed to provide in that, but that scholarship is not valid for each and every, and that is only valid for 40 students, those who are going to be shortlisted. If you are shortlisted in top 40, then you can get this program in 75% of a scholarship. वो 70% of a scholarship means 70% of a scholarship you can get in this particular program. 70% means होता है 15,000 rupees, 15,000. You can get this program in 15K only, 15,000. You can get this particular training if you are shortlisted in top 40. Many candidates are waiting for the scholarship from last couple of months, 2 to 3 months, they are waiting for the scholarship. But how can I provide to each and every? Someone is saying, sir, I can pay 30,000, please shortlist me. I can pay 25,000, please shortlist me. But how can I take to each and every? That's why we have organized the scholarship. So in a systematic way, we can just shortlist 40 candidates. So we can just allow them to enter into that batch in 15K only, 15,000 if you are shortlisted in that. So again, another important thing, if you are shortlisted, you have availed the training, and if you didn't get a placement, after the completion of the training, the whole amount of 15K will be refunded to you if you didn't get a job and if you didn't get the appropriate package. Average package of an investment banker fresher is 7 to 12 between. If you're already having this package, if you're not already having this package, already working professional, so you can get minimum to minimum, you can expect 35% to 45% hike in your current package. So again, I'm repeating, I'm just sharing the scholarship form link right now. Don't need to fill the form more than one time. First important thing. And guys, if you're not interested, don't need to fill the form, because each and every seat is having the value in that. Okay, so don't need to fill the form if you're not interested, not having the clear mindset. I only want those candidates, those having the complete clear mindset, and those who wanted to avail this particular training in 15K only. Only 40 are going to be shortlisted. So if you are not shortlisted, don't be demotivated. Try next year for the scholarship. Okay. And another important thing, if you are shortlisted, you cannot, you just get a complete great opportunity if you are shortlisted. So I'm just sharing the form link. Don't need to fill the form more than one time. Again, I'm reminding to all of you, the form link has been shared right now. Please fill out the form. If you wanted to avail the scholarship in just 15K, you wanted to get this program in just 15K only, 15,000, and wanted to get this program in 70% of a scholarship, means you will get this program only in 15K, 15,000. Okay. So please fill out the form fast, all of you. Okay. The form link has been shared with all of you. Okay. The form has been shared with all of you. And guys, completely end-to-end training, end-to-end modules, real data working projects, capstone project structure, content, well-qualified trainer, HR team, job support, job portal support, everything. Okay. So no need to worry about anything, all of you guys. Okay. Just fill out the form and grab this wonderful opportunity. If you are shortlisted, very much welcome. If you are not shortlisted, don't be demotivated. Try after 1 year or 7 months, whenever another opportunity will come. Okay, so please fill out the form accordingly, guys. Okay, please fill out the form accordingly. Sir, I'm filling the form. Okay, so guys, how many of you have submitted the form? Please tell me on a chat box right now. How many of you have submitted the form? Please tell me on a chat box right now. And don't need to fill the form more than one time, guys. Again, I'm repeating to all of you. Don't need to repeat the form again and again. Only one time you can fill the form. So no need to fill the form more than one time. If you are interested, then only you need to fill the form, guys. Okay. If you are interested, having the clear mindset, because each and every seat is my having value. Okay. Only 40, not even 41. And if you are shortlisted, don't need to back it out. Okay. Because automatically that opportunity will be transferred to another candidate if you delay in that. Okay. Okay. So no need to worry about that. Okay, in just 15K you can get this opportunity if you are shortlisted. Okay, if you are shortlisted, you can get this opportunity in just 15K only, 15,000, guys. Okay, so whether you are from any kind of a qualification background, whether you are from MBA, PGDM, diploma, BTech, BBA, MCom pursuing, you are okay, MMS finance, BCom, you are PhD, BCom, CA, CMA, XYZ, whether you are from any kind of a qualification background, whether you are pursuing, okay, whether you're qualified, that doesn't matter. Ultimately matters that practical oriented learning. Shriyam, that is only for the placement, so no need to worry. Yeah, whether you are studying, whether you are doing completely parallel, it will work. So no need to worry. That parallel it will work. So no need to worry, guys. Okay. And whatever questions are coming, because I have already explained you each and everything about the trading. Duration क्या है, validity क्या है, how I need to complete it out, who will be the trainers, module wise content क्या है, कैसे मिलेगा, everything I have already told you right now. So whether you are experienced, whether you are completely welcome for this particular training, and those who are experienced candidates, they can expect about 15, 20 or 25, they can expect any kind of LPA, but those who are fresher, 7 to 12 between, they can expect. Okay. Definitely you are eligible, Rahul. No need to worry. You will just need to fill out the form. Sir, form filled, okay. I have filled the form, okay. Form filled, okay. Form applied, okay. Got it. And guys, random basis, the candidates are going to be shortlisted. Random basis, 40 candidates are going to be shortlisted. Okay, so no need to worry. You can be shortlisted. Anyone can be shortlisted in top 40. So no need to worry. 7 to 12 between Siddheshwar. Already told you 7 to 12 between. You can expect. Form filled right now. Okay. Guys, if you are shortlisted, you guys will get a call. Okay, by today only, within an hour or within a 2 hour, you will get a call if you are shortlisted. So don't delay in that. Okay, don't delay in that. If you delay in that, automatically will be transferred to another candidate. Okay. So guys, already told you that 40 candidates are going to be shortlisted. 40 candidates are going to be shortlisted. 35 names are going to be shortlisted by the team, and 5 names are going to be shortlisted from my side. So guys, please tell me who wanted to be shortlisted from my side and wanted to proceed right away and wanted to get a link and coupon code for processing right now. How many of you wanted to directly shortlisted from my side? I can only shortlisted 5 candidates. And how many of you wanted to get a link and coupon code directly from my side? Please tell me on a chat box right now. Sir, me, myself. I wanted me, myself. Please shortlist me. Sir, I can pay 15,000 right now. Please shortlist me right now. Please. No. Anirudh, please wait. How can I shortlist directly there? Okay, random 5 I can only shortlist. Okay, random 5 I can only shortlist, not each and everyone. Okay, so random 5. More you can expect above 12, 15, you can expect. No need to worry. You are having a 5 years experience, so definitely you can expect that. So guys, 5 names I have shortlisted from my side. So what exactly they need to do? They need to WhatsApp that number for link and coupon code for processing. So what exactly they need to do? They just need to message me on that number for link and coupon code for processing. Okay. They need to WhatsApp me on that number. Whoever 5 names I have shortlisted, they need to WhatsApp me on that number for link and coupon code, guys. Okay. So they need to WhatsApp me on that number for link and coupon code. Okay. Whoever I have shortlisted, they need to WhatsApp me on that number for link and coupon code. So accordingly, I can able to shortlist 5 candidates from my side. Okay. 5 names I have shortlisted from my side. Rest are going to be shortlisted by the team, guys. Okay. Rest are going to be shortlisted by the team. Okay. So they need to WhatsApp me on that number for link and coupon code. Okay, they need to WhatsApp me on that number for link and coupon code. So immediately they will get a link and coupon code for processing, and rest 35 are going to be shortlisted by the team on random basis. Okay. So if you are shortlisted in top 40, very much welcome, very much great opportunity you will get. If you are not shortlisted, don't demotivate. Try next year for the scholarship. If you are not shortlisted, you can try next year for the scholarship, guys. Okay. Okay, so don't be demotivated. Whoever is shortlisted will get the link and coupon code for processing, and whoever is not shortlisted, don't be demotivated. You can try after a couple of months. Okay. So whoever have shortlisted right away, you need to WhatsApp me on that number for link and coupon code. Ki sir, kindly share the link and coupon code so I can process out with 50 right away, and kindly add me in that also. Okay, so they need to WhatsApp me on that number for link and coupon code, guys. Whoever I have shortlisted, and rest can wait for a call by the team. Sir, I have applied. Sir, please shortlist me. Sir, please share the link and coupon code. Okay, guys, 5 names I have shortlisted from my side. Okay, 5 names I have shortlisted from my side, and they have WhatsApp me on that number for link and coupon code. Okay, they had WhatsApp me on link for the link and coupon code. So now it's time to just share them a link and coupon code right away. Okay, 4 candidates I have just shared right now. 4 candidates I have just shared right now. One more candidate, I'm just sharing the link and coupon code for processing. Okay. Okay, now I have just shared the link and coupon code with all 5 candidates. Okay, all 5 candidates have link and coupon code has been shared from my side. Okay, okay. And guys, rest 35 are going to be shortlisted by the team. If you are shortlisted, very much welcome. Don't need to miss out this opportunity. And if you're not shortlisted, don't be demotivated. You can try next year for the scholarship. Don't be demotivated for anything. And guys, very much welcome to this batch. The journey is completely going to be next level. 5 candidates I have shortlisted from my side. Okay. Okay, 5 candidates I have just shortlisted from my side. Okay. So what exactly they need to do? They need to process out right away, so I can able to add all of you right now. Okay, so please process out. Okay. I will even have shortlisted. 3 candidates have been completed right now. Out of 5, 3 candidates have been completed. Okay, right now. Okay, got it. 3 candidates have been completed right now after shortlisting. Great, great, great. Okay, now waiting for the other two participants also so they can complete it out right away. So I can able to grant them access. Okay. So I can able to grant them access right now. Okay, just waiting for the last two candidates or they can just process out right directly. So I can able to add them. Yes, Mahesh, you can. Okay, guys, thank you so much. Have a great day. 4 candidates have been completed. Only 1 candidate's left. Okay, only 1 candidate's left. 4 has been completed. Okay, so might be he or she is processing. Whoever is there, they can. Okay, guys, thank you so much. Have a great day. Enjoy the training. Enjoy the program. Okay, guys, you can wait for the team confirmation. Okay, thank you so much. Have a great day. Enjoy the training. Enjoy the program. Have a great day and wait for the call by the team if you are shortlisted. Please be active on calls and messages. Thank you so much. Have a great day, all of you.